Okay, so it seems like recently Shondo has been getting a little bit of backlash from only a small amount of people because, again, it is a very weird one to get backlash over, or not even backlash, just kind of hate over, after she announced some pretty positive news recently. And if you guys don't know, obviously Shondo hasn't been going through the best of times over the past, year or so, and we've covered some of the stuff that has been going on, right? But essentially, she actually announced recently that she has actually bought a house. She says, it's official, I own a house, and, oh, sorry, a shouse, as she likes to call it, saying, ever since I was a kid, I've been saving up as much money as possible to work towards the dream of buying a permanent home for my whole family to live in happily and safely. And finally, I've done it. It is true that VTubing saved my life, but it has also done unbelievable things for my entire family. Without the kind love and support of Shondo Frenix, my dreams wouldn't be possible. So sincerely, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you. So yeah, obviously it seems like she has now bought a house, and obviously she says that she's going to be, moving stuff, and it's going to be a little bit quiet for the next few weeks or so as they tried to figure out everything and move from one place to another. There's also no internet out in this new forest yet. But when I get back and have my new office all set up, I'll be working harder than ever. So it seems like she's going to have a good space to kind of get to work, right? And a lot of people have been congratulating her, Kiasha, Riri, Leaflet, Milky Ways, Parrot. So many people obviously very happy to see that, she is actually, getting something very, very cool, right? It's cool to see that she has finally gotten a house. And it seems like that's been something that she's been kind of dreaming of, since she was a kid, right? Now, as somehow people have managed to find some kind of negative way about this. Obviously, there's been a lot of quote retweets. Some people talk about her pay pigs and stuff like that, which I think is crazy. But there was this one reply which has been blowing up, which obviously says, female privilege is to be able to buy a PNG, wave your virtual blanks around, and step ahead in life in a way that most people today will never be able to. And of course, there's always going to be that one person who is always mad that someone is doing better than them, right? And I think it is one of those cases in this case, right? Someone sees someone else having a good time or having a good announcement or, something going well in someone else's life. They're that miserable that they need to kind of justify it and, make a post like this saying that essentially it's a female privilege. And obviously they say wave your virtual blanks around, which I'm going to be honest, that word and Shondo doesn't really go together. I'm gonna be honest, right, which a lot of people haven't been pointing out. Now, there was a community note actually added to this post as well, saying Shondo has been saving for a house since childhood and VTubing since 2020. Her content is not sexualized. She does ASMR on streams without emphasizing physical attributes. She has faced significant challenges, including her mother's blank and some other stuff, right, which obviously does suck. And that's the added context that they put there, and I do think that she does deserve everything that she's gotten, right? And I think that it's fair enough. But as I said, some people are miserable, some people don't want to see other people succeed, and it just is very sad, right? So she creates content since 2016 and active as a VTuber since 2020, so it's 10 years of work, not just a wave your virtual blanks around and step ahead in life. You as well can just work a normal job for 10 years and also buy a house. If you can't, that's a skill issue on your end. It says, yeah, dude, my job gives me 100k lump sums on the regular. Silly me. Let me put that payment down right now. Which obviously I think it depends where you live and stuff, how viable it is. I think Shondo lives in the UK, as far as I'm aware. Maybe they might have bought a house, somewhere else. You never know. But again, obviously, it is quite expensive, right? But some places is not so expensive. So it depends where you live too. A lot of houses are actually quite cheap in certain countries and areas, right? People said, yes, let's be mad at VTubers instead of OnlyFans. Blank saying both are bad, saying if I was a female, I'd absolutely do VTubing and win at life. It must be nice to have the option for them, right? And it just seems like one of these, it's so weird, right? Like bringing in this whole oh, I can't believe these females get to have an advantage over us. It just sounds like the most kind of, let's be real, it just sounds like the most insulting kind of thing I've heard, right? Say these women, they have so much better chances because they could just do this. To be honest, if you were a man and doing this, you could also do this as a man, right? There's nothing stopping you. You could put on a voice changer and start up VTubing, right? It's not like Shondo's doing IRL content or anything. Sure, if you were going after OnlyFans women or whatever and saying that they have an advantage because, they have, they're a woman or whatever, sure, I could kind of understand that because obviously that's something that you can't really change too much. But of course, in terms of VTubing, what's stopping you from putting on a voice changer and just pulling up a female VTuber model, right? You just do the same, right? It's that easy, right? So of course, some people said you could do it too, bud. VTubing isn't exclusive to women. Say acting like men don't play second fiddle in the VTuber space. I'm just saying, you could become a female VTuber. It's not that hard. There's been a lot of cases of that happening. Imagine being a fellow man and crying this hard. Go work in the mines and die so you actually contribute to something. You wasted testosterone. Saying how many thousands of dollars has she paid out of you, Pay Biggie? Saying Shondo is also one of a kind. She is at the peak of her craft. Would you say that Shakespeare was male privilege? All he had to do was write some words down and stepped ahead in life in a way that most people today would never be able to. They're pretty sure Shakespeare didn't get away with cutaway ASMRs, which, I mean, I think compared with the two is pretty crazy, but I understand kind of what they mean there, right? Everybody works in a different way to get what they, have gotten. And I think getting angry over, certain ways that people have gotten certain things is just a bit stupid, right? Just, get the work and do it yourself, right? So you're being an impotent failure is no reason to lash out at others succeeding. You could literally do the same stuff with a voice changer if it was so easy, right? Why haven't you? So people are hip to voice changes, which obviously now they're just starting up like little excuses, like, yeah, but they're gonna notice. It's like they're literally not. Have you seen how powerful some of the AI voice changes are these days? It's crazy. It's crazy. Like again, nobody's gonna be able to tell. And nobody's gonna care even if you do, right? I mean, bro, now they're just making up excuses as to why they're not, want to do it. So if you want to make as much bank, then you got to become a drug dealer or get extremely lucky. But I mean, men can do the same thing. You just need to disguise yourself, which obviously, yes, as people are hip to voice changes now. I mean, again, I don't even think they are. You're just using a bad voice changer if that's the case. I'm going to be honest. There's a plenty, as I said, of like AI voice changes out there, which, really, do make us sound very convincing, right? And of course, I don't know, maybe it's not that easy, but I think it's kind of stupid to sit there and whine about it constantly, right? People say, Shondo, PNG, Tiz, Lamau, a man invents fictional scenario, which, I thought was quite funny as well, right? Again, people have been talking about the same. Male VTuber fans and jealousy name a more iconic combo, which again, I don't know if this is necessarily a full male thing. Obviously, this person is very hateful towards women and all of that kind of stuff, right? It definitely seems that way. But again, I don't think this is like a male VTuber thing. I think this is just this one specific, a VTuber fan, whether they're male or female. I'm assuming they're male if their name is Ryan on this. But again, it's just stupid, right? It's just so stupid. People said, yeah, Tiz Shondo, lol. Like, yeah, I mean, it's crazy the amount that people are clowning on this, right? Saying VTuber drama, poster, and unchecked mentally ill. That's it says you're more iconic duo. Then why do you? I think it's male exclusive. Lots of girls on X froth at the mouth of daily successes of VTubers, which also is true, to be honest, especially the ones they find disagreeable. There's a lot of female streamers out there who get mad at VTubers because VTubers can just pull up a PNG, whereas they have to get ready every day, which obviously I think is quite funny. So again, it's not just it's not just men that do it, right? It said it actually isn't female VTubers or OnlyFans creators who are stopping them getting houses. This is the most misplaced hatred ever. Imagine how grotesque of a human you have to be to see someone manage to buy their own home and feel hate towards them. The cost of living and housing is screwed, and we shouldn't be getting mad at people who are just trying to live and house themselves without hurting people. Imagine talking about privilege to someone who has suffered through as much as Shondo. As for the female part, most big streamers are male. If anything, making a living by streaming should be called male privilege, which, yeah, I think it's, kind of fair enough, right? And it's one of those things, right? If it's that easy, go and do it, right? I mean, if it's that easy, if there's this kind of privilege, well, why don't you go do it yourself? Go and stream, start up your stream and get that privilege, because, of course, it seems to be so easy, for so many people to do it that, maybe you could even do it, right? I mean, obviously it's not that easy. That's why this is a problem in the first place, right? Saying neither OF model or VTubers are the fault. Blame it on the followers for giving them money if you want. Which again, there's a lot of people that do give her money and whatever. But again, that's just part of what she does, right? I mean, if she's making money off that, buy a house off that, then that's great, right? Because, at the end of the day, the people that are giving her money want her to do well. And, the money that she's getting, well, she can put it towards something like a house, which obviously is good. So what the hell is bro mad about? Said envy mostly. I don't know if it's just me, but I've noticed this seems to be increasingly both on IRL and online, which, yeah, I mean, it is just envy. It's just someone who's hateful at seeing someone else do, you know, good, and seeing someone else actually having something go well, you know, for them. As, you know, we know that Shondo hasn't exactly had the best of times recently, right? But it seems like finally things are, you know, looking a little bit better, but some people aren't so happy about that. But yeah, that's about log off for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSubs, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. See ya.